Hello and welcome to Nailing Art with Lisa. Today our arting will be, we're going to make the galaxy. We're going to use a color wheel of wood stained, a natural live edge wood cookie, and I used a Dremel to carve out little divots to put white stain in so they look like really bright stars, and later on I'm going to put little crystals down in those wells. I'm using, again, white stain to do all kinds of stuff. You can do the circles and make like little galaxy type things. There's a wood stain that you can stain any color on a color wheel. It's called Craftnique, and it's a gel wood stain. It has no odor, and you can mix whatever pigment you want. They have a pigment set, and you mix it into the mixing the gel solution, and you make whatever you want, and as much as you want or as little as you want. The color palette I'm going to use is blue, purple, white, yellow, orange, and red. The center is going to be like a sun, a big old flaming, gas ball. The white will be, of course, for white stars, and the blue is like little blue nebulas or little galaxies, whatever your imagination wants it to be. Because this is wood stain, it's really pretty. As long as you're using a lighter wood stain, you can see the actual grain of the wood through that. This one is going to be pretty dark and covered in several layers of stain, so it's going to be a little harder to see the wood grain. I use their Galaxy Mica toward the end, and you'll see that it makes trails of pinpoint stars to create movement. If you do your points in lines, it makes kind of a movement and gives it a little flow that's very nice. I use very small, inexpensive brushes. You just kind of go with your imagination. This one isn't like precise measured, it's what you have. Sometimes you have a plan down to the finite details, and sometimes it's an overall plan of I want this and this and this in it, and you just put the first dot on a page and see where you go. There's all kinds of things that you can do. I will say that the live edge was really, it was shocking how dark it got with the blue and purple stains. I used gradients of the blues and the purples to achieve, a layer, just not really layering, but just different hues throughout the piece. I used a very tiny brush because there was no way to get around it. Either you paint all of this, the background first, and try to skip the circles for the stars, or you paint the stars first and still skip the circles when you're doing the background. So either way, it was going to be a little bit of extra work. It took a fair amount of time to do that, because you got to be very careful and not get any down in any of the wells to mess up your stars. There's I tried also to follow with this the grain of the wood, like you would think of tree rings, and how they're generally like circles that go out where the tree grows. So I had that, tried to follow that pattern with the galaxy, which gave it a cute little movement parts and, a little bit like that. Like I said, when you're doing, they have a beautiful Galaxy Mica little container of gel stain, and that one container will do so many different projects. But so, like I said, everything you do starts with one dot. See what appeals to your eye. It could be circles, it could be undulating dots. Keep going until you think you have enough. Sometimes you will do it, and in any painting or anything you do, a drawing, it's a good idea to look at it, step back. Even one trick they taught me in college, it was really cool, is you get a mirror and you look at your piece in a mirror, because it reverses the image, so it takes away what you already know about that piece and gives you a cool perspective. So, sometimes you can, if you're doing a dotting type of painting, you can use different size brushes. You can use the tip of the brushes. Nowadays they have dotting tools. A lot of people use them on rocks and things. So you can, do any of that to achieve what the final look of what you want, and how many stars or how few stars, and or if you're doing a mandala or whatever type of dotting painting. It's really a fun. On Once all this is dried, and you need to let it dry a couple of hours before you seal it. So I used their gloss grand finale to give it a real pretty finish, and I did miss putting the stars in and letting you see that, but they're in there. They're hard to see this way. But this has been a fun project, and I want to thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us, and we hope you have a great day. Thanks.